Yeah, just go over the content that you think you need to go over, right? And just record the video, and we can share it with her later.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can share your screen here.
Okay. So how you run it is this MATLAB.engine. I'm gonna just do it from the command line because I was editing something with the screw.
Okay.
Um, to install it, if I can show, if I drag this in, do you see this web page?
No, oh, I cannot. Like it shares the application. Maybe you can share the maybe Windows if you have multiple screens. You can share one of the screen maybe, but I'm just seeing the MATLAB screen. No,
Okay,
not MATLAB. It's like Python, right? Yeah.
hold on a second.
Okay. Hmm.
Are you seeing this now, like the web page?
Yeah, I can see the web page. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to install engine API for Python,
Mhm.
um, you basically just go to the directory and you run this file. You have to do it within whatever environment you set. So I set up like a Anaconda's Conda environment. I don't know what Parastu is using to manage her dependencies, but I basically just installed it from there. I can show that really quickly too.
Yeah,
It can take a second to open.
it's fine. Yeah, this is very clever. Running the script from Python. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see.
Okay. The screen is gone.
Yeah. So if you do this, the Anaconda prompt, I can go to environments. You can make another one. This is the one I made.
We have multiple environments for development, right? Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Environment, something like that.
So if you go over here and you do this, you can open the terminal, the Conda terminal,
Mhm.
and then you just navigate to where it's stored.
Command prompt, I cannot see the command prompt.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah. So you just go to, what does this thing say?
And you run, like from here, you run those two commands, right? That you showed me earlier on the web page.
Yeah, but you have to find it. So it's gonna be in wherever you install MATLAB. So if I go to, um,
You have to go to your user directory, like program files where MATLAB is located, right? Mm-hmm.
that point,
No, in program files should be outside users. It
yeah,
should be within like the root of the. Yeah, there it should be. Yeah. Yeah. There is your version R2020.
oh yeah, it has to be.
You need to go to the particular. Yeah, now you will find it here, I think. Yes.
and then you just run the setup.py. So right
So
now I'm in an environment you can see it's called RAU
yeah,
2020,
you
but
are in your are you?
you create an environment and then you run it,
So
and then
like when you install the MATLAB, the Python file, the script file within the MATLAB folder is already there, or do you need to download it?
it's already there from when you install MATLAB. So let me go back. So you already saw I imported it. I'll just do it again just because.
Yeah, import the MATLAB engine first.
Yeah, and then what do I do? I'll do this to start the MATLAB engine.
Okay.
It might take a second, and then um, I'm gonna add the path of the ledalb directory. Which way?
That is the folder where ledalb files are, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You have to use the edited one I made right now, or you can edit here. I can show you. Actually, after this, I'll show you what I've edited in ledalb. Here you go.
Mhm.
It's added. Do on this CD. This is a different thing.
So you have those like variables defined in your file, right? You can show me there. You don't need to like copy paste the window location.
Yeah, but it's I'm using a different one than what I need to do for this test.
Okay, fine. That you have to like type so many things.
Yeah. So then you basically just change to this directory. And then you actually run, this is the batch processing thing. This is wherever you have your file. You can
Fine.
do this other, wherever you have your CSV file. I guess I'll just show it really quick.
So it will run ledalb for all the files that is in the folder.
Yeah, so run batch processing on everything that's here, which right now is just this. Um, if you run it, these are the parameters that I want it text to version, downsampling, 4 hertz.
Mm.
Then I'm going to analyze CA and optimize.
These are the parameters.
So I'll do the batch processing. And it won't prompt, like usually when you do this batch processing, it prompts you with a UI prompt. But I edited the script that out of the script. And it takes a second,
Okay.
but or not like a second, it takes like maybe like a minute or two.
It will depend on the number of files, right? How many files you have.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one, but I guess it depends on how much data is inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's optimizing. Optimize like I think 3 times before it'll output.
itself, runs itself 3 times for each files.
Yeah. like ledalb, running ledalb is probably the biggest bottleneck.
It's a very old program.
Yeah. Okay. So it's done, and then you'll see wherever you pick, that is where output is. So now output in this new text file.
Times timestamp and the values, right?
That shows the
Okay.
offsets and the amplitudes, which is what we've been using for the CDA and like analysis.
And when you have multiple files within the same folder, like does each file has a different output, or all the outputs are put into the same single file?
They all have different outputs.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Uh,
all outputs are in the same file, right? For all the files.
no, they have different files of the output.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to write the script so it makes folders for each individual window that's generated. And then within those windows, each individual window sizes, and then all the windows for the particular window size, it will apply the batch processing, and then each one of those will have a file, and then you can do the analysis or display it or whatever. I can show you the MATLAB really quick. What? Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah, I can.
So in the batch analysis, stuff I changed, when it's exporting, because we want this list, this was default, was just 0, 0. We want it to be 0.82. You're supposed to be able to change that from the command line. That wasn't working for whatever reason. I think I know why it might not be working now. Is because it calls this function to check the argument, and I had to make like a custom function, but I realized this function is actually down here somewhere. I forgot where that was. So it just worked differently than I thought. The second thing is when it asks for you to open the file. So this one says, it calls this open reader file. And what? Oh, import data. Oh, whatever. I think I have it here. So in this script, um, it checks if it's text2 because that's the type we're inputting. And then if it's text2, it opens this get text2 data. Why none of these opening? Whatever. I think it's still.
You are in a different folder. I don't know.
Here it is. So this is the part I commented out. It makes this answer thing that calls this. This is a MacBag library called input dialog. So usually it assigns this to whatever you get from the input dialog. So I got rid of that and just set it to 4 hertz because it's just asking for sampling frequency. Right now it's hard coded, but you can just add arguments maybe here. and then we can add to the original batch analysis. Here where it adds parameter values, we can add one for sampling frequency. So then we don't have to worry about it constantly giving the UI, so you can just run the script and do something else. But yeah, that's pretty much that's all I've done. Almost done with the windowing script. I just was editing things. But yeah.
It's nice. It's nice, Daniel. It's very clever. Like you get rid of the like dialog boxes. You can run it in batches. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and one thing I wanted to talk, like you have something like a presentation coming up, right?
Yeah,
For
next Friday.
so have you thought about that? Like,
Yeah, because we have to present our research problem. I guess I was gonna just do the windowing problem.
hmm,
So like talk about like how we're trying to find correlation. And one thought is if we separate it into windows, um, we can more easily find correlation within a window of time rather than the whole data set.
like
Or
you
just
can, yeah, try to use some background context too when you are presenting. Try to give them some background about the like what you are doing ultimately, right? What this project is about,
yeah,
and then you talk about your piece, that is you are working on determining the optimal window size for all these sensors, right?
yeah. So just talk about like alcohol relapse,
Yeah, you can
talk about
use
the
some
risk.
slides. You have the slides, right? The earlier slides of the project. You can use something from there, just to give whoever is in the presentation quick background, right? And
Yeah.
then you can talk about what you are doing in for this project, this summer.
Okay.
That would that would be nice. And if you need help, just email us, right?
Okay. Perfect. Okay, that's pretty much all.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Daniel. This is nice, and you have all the scripts in GitHub already, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the newer parts of the windowing script I haven't put yet, but I will like just put it once I'm done.
Like whenever you have time, you can put it there, and also like share this video, right, with for us too. She will need it more than me.
Yeah.
Anyway, like very good job.
Okay. Thank you. Can GitHub put like videos,
I don't know,
or do
like
you just put links to like put on YouTube?
uh maybe you can put it on YouTube, like make it a private video and save it with for us too, or maybe put it on a I don't know G Drive, OneDrive, any place and save it with her. Anything works.
Okay. I might just put on YouTube and send it to her, but I can see if I can put on GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna